And intern Joe.
Intern Joe's on
way
it.
too much fun. So Moto Monday number 94, we're gonna have this one. It'll just be a little fun. My monitor's in the way of me seeing Zach Squatch here. Hi Zach.
Hi, how are you doing over there?
Doing all right. Have you gotten sick of seeing me? You see me a lot.
Every day?
Like every day.
Nope, I don't think so.
Not yet? Nice. Okay. So Joe?
Yeah.
Nothing to see here.
I'm a little concerned with how prepared you came today with your noise devices.
Gang signs, yes, that's what I'm talking about.
I don't think
that
this is going to go well. But it's good to see you too, Joe.
Yeah, good to see you too.
That's what she said.
So,
This one, I'm behind.
boys,
That's what she said.
and Reese. Hi, Reese. You got Reese. You got a tan. You were off in Vegas. You played with Roundy Rounds. You've been all over the place.
I know, California for two-stroke national. Today's like my first day taking a break. Kind of, I've been living the pro life on the privateer budget for the last month, and I'm paying for it now. It was worth it though.
Did you have a good time?
It was fun, dude.
Good. At least you've been going out and doing stuff other than Joe staying home and just doing yard work.
Although there's a rumor that Joe and me might be shredding some smaller size bikes in the near future at his, the place he knows about. So I'm pushing him. I'm working on him. We got a thing going.
A thing. Okay. All right. Down. So, ladies and gentlemen, you know what's coming up very, very soon. Outdoor Nationals.
Oh, baby.
It is
What is it,
here.
this weekend? Or is it next weekend?
This weekend.
Okay, that's what I thought.
So, I thought it might be kind of fun. We got a call in. It's going to be happening a little later, but I thought it'd be a little fun to maybe chat about. I like talking promoting, I promote races. It's one of my favorite topics. I think about dirt bikes and promoting pretty much 24/7. Let's talk about Nationals coming up. What do you think will be some ideas to make it get bigger? Because, okay, it's big, it's fun, but Supercross is whooping its butt as far as popularity. I got some theories. I got tons of theories. So
Justin's always got theories. Though.
Yeah, I'm not saying they're all right, but we all have our opinions. We all have our theories, right? Let's talk about a few. I'll start by all means.
Okay, go for it. We know you want to, so you might as well just go.
Oh, I can end too. I'll jump in wherever. But this was something that actually, this wasn't my idea. Someone else brought this up.
Okay.
I cannot quote them because it was online, and it made total sense. I don't know why I never really thought about it, but one reason we might be kind of hurting for the Nationals. Okay, I don't even want to make it sound like hurting. It's just I think it could do better. Nationals isn't hurting, but we could do better, right?
Yeah.
We start right after Supercross.
They only give us 2 weeks.
But you have a long break before from Nationals to Supercross.
It's very.
What if we had a 5-week break? What do you guys think? 5-week break,
and then ran later
into later into the year.
I would like that. I think the pros would like that. It'd give
more
them
testing, more training.
It'd give them less of a rush, almost like they could just kind of go back and kind of restart and get in the mode of.
If you need a quick wrist surgery or if you want to heal up from a long Supercross season, get your bike dialed, get testing done for outdoors. You don't have to just rush it. You actually have a little more time. What do you think, Grace?
I think it'd be cool for the riders for sure.
Yeah.
Just because those dudes, you listen to all the podcasts and privateer videos and stuff of the guys that are trying to make a go at it. Like their break time is really small for them to have a off season because the top 1% of the 1%ers are like, this dude's second Supercross is over. They get 2 weeks off. They're back to training and testing for out. I mean, it's 24/7 around the clock. Maybe cool to see the riders maybe have a little bit of a breather and maybe a little more longevity for some of those guys. You know what I mean? Maybe we would have seen Villapoto and some of those guys that retired early compared to Chad Reed, if you will. Maybe stick around for a couple more seasons if it was a little,
or maybe
a little more laxed, I guess.
Yeah, I think if they had a little more time to prepare, more guys might do it. But we have Supercross only riders. A, there's more money. B, some of them just don't want that grind of that nonstop a Supercross season into an outdoor season. So they go where the money is. They go just Supercross.
Supercross versus a national track. National is so much gnarlier.
Well, let's go into another idea you
Okay.
and me were talking about. Should we jump there?
Go for it.
You and me were talking about this earlier today for like 20 seconds.
Okay.
What if we went to 20-minute motos?
I thought you said 20-minute motos for just 125s.
Oh, no. 20-minute motos for everyone. Here's my theory. Some people are like, yeah, but cardio. Like, okay, I can appreciate that. But if you really want to have like be a cardio machine and prove how tough and long you can go do a 2.5 hour enduro.
Yeah.
I mean, we already have a sport for that. If we're going off of entertainment, which is motocross and supercross, it's the pinnacle of entertainment for off-road motorcycles. Then I think it would be more entertaining if we made shorter motos. People would push harder and maybe battle more if they didn't have to hold on for 30 or 40 minutes. Like, yeah, it is a little more interesting, I suppose, like who can pace themselves and last that long. But you'd see better battles if we had 20-minute motos. And a 20-minute moto is still a long moto.
Oh yeah, it's if you do like a
moto.
20 plus 2, then you're pushing about 25 minutes. It still would be close.
So what if we did 20-minute motos or 20 plus 1 or whatever?
Yeah.
Then we got a little extra time. We
good.
can slip in a 125 class. Boom.
But put
TV
the
time.
125s back in at the intermission, like in the middle. Intermission, you know?
I think we need a 125 class,
Actual
just like
class,
250 and
class.
450s.
Yeah, there should be. But
I don't see why not. What do you think? I'm sorry, I've been babbling, guys. What do you think? Let's start with the 20-minute motos. Is that a horrible idea or good idea?
I think it'd be cool just because for everybody else that's lined up and get the privateers, right? It
Well-
gives everybody a better shot, and the guys that can't afford to go to Alden Baker and spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on their training, you know what I mean? Like they can
Or do drugs.
or do drugs,
EPO.
or just are like naturally a freaking ox. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it'd just be cool to give everybody else a little bit of a shot. And look at the bike stuff. You know what I mean? Like especially the outdoor, not just supercross, like the privateers, outdoor nationals, dude. Like when Pike was on the motorsport support team on the Suzukis and stuff. I remember listening to those guys talking about it on the videos they dropped. They're like, outdoor motors, like our race engine's good for one race. Like, that's it, man. Like after Sunday or whatever, it's done. Like the Supercross, we can go 2 weekends on a privateer race engine
and be
with
fine.
longevity and still maybe practice on it before we rotate it out. I mean, 40-minute outdoor motos in 90-degree weather is gnarly on your
With
equipment.
the gnarly tracks, all those. Yeah.
Yeah. It's tough on it. And I know they're limited on TV spots, which I'm going to get to later too. But give us a little more time then to slip the 125s in by making it 20-minute motos. I think it's a win-win. You get another class, and it'd be a good way to groom people that just started off.
Make the 125 class still an All-Stars class, so you kind of groom the younger riders kind of come in and you make it more like the MXGPs across. You make it so, it's kind of younger riders. They do that before moving up.
Yeah. I think it would be a good way to transition in. It would be a good way for privateers to go race affordably. Yeah. We've talked about it before, that it's way cheaper to build a race level 125 than a race level 250F.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you want full A kit and a nice engine. That's still going to cost some money. Apples to apples, not really, because a 250F is going to be more expensive and it's going to blow up more. Would you agree or disagree, Joe?
I'd agree.
You would agree a full-blown pro-level 125 would be cheaper to maintain than a pro-level 250F?
For sure.
So it's a good way to get some privateers in. It's great entertainment for the crowd because there's actually more racing. To them, they feel like they're getting more racing on the day.
It's cheaper to build too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I think it's a win-win. And with the shorter motos, I guarantee you, I wish I could remember which race it was, but they had to cut one short because like the weather or something, the mud, and they had a shorter moto, and people were duking out. They had more energy.
Yeah.
I can appreciate people having crazy cardio, but we have a sport for that called off-road, enduro, GNCC, where you really got to have the cardio to go hours. Like, if this is the entertainment, you want to see some good battles on TV, I think 20-minute motos would actually give you a little more duking out. It's not like a 5-lapper. It's still a long moto. 20 minutes is still a long moto. But I think you'd see a little more aggression. That's my theory.
Joe Mack wouldn't be able to F up his starts as bad.
Yeah, he wouldn't.
No, I just get it'd be. But people like Tomac, those guys that can go full aggro, full send. It'd be rad to see what they could do in kind of a sprint, more or less.
Yeah,
Because
so then they have that even more.
they'd be freaking on, like the top 1% of the 1% guys that are already gonna win regardless, unless minus an injury. Like those guys, we'd get to see them go wide open, like like they could be like thinking lap time records at tracks in a 20-minute moto, right? Like get a good pace in before it goes to deteriorates, and then I'm sending it because I only got 10 more minutes of this. Like it'd be,
Yeah,
I think it'd be pretty cool. Like
it adds that sense of urgency that they need to go faster.
Because what's some of the best racing we have ever seen on TV? Arena cross, dash for cash.
Just arena cross almost.
Well,
in
arena
general,
cross
'cause
in
they get
general,
good
but
racing.
dash for cash because there's no holding back. They're just going.
Yeah.
20-minute moto is not going to be like that, but just we're slightly going more that direction. I like that idea. And Joe's in the corner drinking his Guinness
that's my friend.
out of
Size
A flask.
a 64-ounce flask. Okay. Joe, did you come on here just to distract us today?
I think so.
This is my last word. No!
Okay.
Oh my.
Okay, and I don't know. I feel like I've been throwing out a bunch of stuff. Anyone else want to take over for a minute?
I think Reese does.
Zach, that's how you did that.
I think for spectators at the track, I think more bleachers or something. There's nowhere to sit. You're always standing.
Isn't that
I
a
mean,
little
it's-
bit up to the individual track?
Yeah, it is. I mean, and also bleachers kind of get in the way. But if you put them back to back in the middle, it's not so bad.
However, okay, here's one problem. I just thought of a solution. One problem being with that many people, what kind of fights are going to break out to get a bleacher spot? Or could you sell upgraded tickets for bleacher spots?
Kind of how they do at
You could.
Supercross.
You'd have to-
Yeah, I think different seating gets a better or different pricing, So let's say at the Nationals, there's a general ticket price, and then they have 1,000 bleacher spots. That's an extra $10. And you get a ticket or a stub that says number 205 is your seat. That you could get a little more ticket money and pay off your bleachers that way. Good idea? Bad idea? They would sell.
better than sitting on
Yeah.
the ground.
They'd sell. And you could even do an extra upgrade and have like specific water and food vendors that go up and down the bleachers. And these could even be school bleachers that you throw like a sun tarp over, like that mesh tarping, just to knock away a little bit of the sun or something. Basic, but just a little bit more money, and have a lemonade vendor that goes up and down those extra $10 for your ticket. I could work. I agree with Joe though that like seating does kind of blow at a national.
The Red Bull tents or whatever, like the VIP things are cool, but they're so expensive. Like
They're
It's-
way overpriced.
I would be fun to do it once, but I'd be one of those things where I'd be like, hey, is it really worth it? Nah, I'll just hike around. You know what I mean? Like it'd be cool, but just to get served a cheaper lunch and like a beer is not worth $500 or whatever it is for the weekend.
Yeah.
It's a lot, dude. And
Yeah.
it'd be cool if there's a cheaper option.
Yeah, they get you good for those tents. So that's a solid point though, Joe. The seating there is a little, which it's kind of part of the fun. You go to Washougal and you just kind of stake out a spot. This is my spot in the dirt.
Yeah.
But it's not the best scenario. So I like that. Okay, just my next one.
Sure.
Um,
Sure, you got a bunch.
Well, you know me. I always have an opinion. I'm doing better about keeping some of them to myself, but women's motocross
What about it?
in the morning. Let them run a moto.
Well, now you're talking about women's
Non-televised.
motocross. You're talking about 125s.
Where's the pit bikes
Pits
at?
are going to be too crowded.
Oh, boo-hoo! The pit's going to be too crowded.
Hey,
I did.
hey, watch your mouth.
I think give us some action. I don't listen, Joe.
Dude, I had to park at Washougal in the very, very bottom cul-de-sac one year when the 125 race was going on. My motorhome and trailer is down the very.
Yep. So
Like-
did we.
It was insane.
I think we need more entertainment. I don't want to go to a track all day for 2 hours. Where it's only 2 hours of really action. I mean, there's so much dead space. Fill it up, especially if there's people who want it. I mean, the women. Okay, let the women ride. What are the downsides? Like, and part of the people complain about, oh yeah, well, TV crew. I mean, Huffman's brought up like there's a lot of setup that goes into getting the TV crew out there, and you don't get them from the whole time slot from beginning of the morning to the evening. That's my other thing is like maybe it's time to ditch TV.
Ooh.
No.
Are you with me? You with me?
No.
Free streaming.
I was gonna say because I'm not gonna drive every round.
Free streaming.
Be lucky if I can make it to Washougal this year.
Free streaming. Charge a good hefty price for sponsors. You're gonna have to hire a few salespeople, but I mean, streaming's taking over, right? I mean, we're at the very beginning stages of it all, but it's kind of going to start taking over. Like for fights, everything's kind of going over these different streaming services like DAZN or ESPN Plus. Then there is UFC has its own service that does streaming. We have NBC Sports Gold. I mean, more people, they say, have internet than TV now. So why don't you offer free or near free streaming and try to get all your revenue back in sponsors? Like all the ads. And then you can stream the women's and everything on a secondary platform or whatever. This is totally a theory. I'm not 100% sold on this, but this is my theory. Just hear it out. But you could show some of the other stuff in the morning, like the women's, and have a different comment. I think if we have some earlier stuff, have different commentators. Don't use your main commentators is another thing. I think in Supercross, they're blowing out their commentators by having them do 6 hours. As an announcer, I can tell you at the end of the day, Reese, if we do the whole thing all day, your mind goes numb.
You could change it up just for you hear something different people.
Yeah.
It'd be kind of keep it more lively.
And for practice, or like if we had women races, have one set of announcers, the B team. Then the big show comes, you have your A team. It keeps everyone fresh, and it adds more content. And if you have more content and more hours, like all these advertisers, they want to see numbers. They want to see, what they care about is how many people see their ads. If you're streaming and if you have it free, boom. You'll have so many people on there, so you have a high number, so you can charge more for advertising. Plus, if you have it in the morning all the way to the end, you can also have more advertising slots. The morning sesh of practice and different fun stuff, pit interviews, women's racing, you get the B-level rates for ads. Once the big show hits, A-level rates of ads that are more expensive. So maybe bike shops and stuff could afford a $5,000 ad for the morning. And then once the big show hits, then you got the Monster Energy or the other ones.
Yeah, all the big companies.
But different rates for the different times. It's B team, A team. And do all the streaming. By keeping it free, you're going to have a lot of eyeballs. And that means you're more valuable to advertisers. They want to see, because they can collect all the data then. Like, we had 1.2 million people watching. Just like when we're done with the show, I can look at all the data of how many minutes were watched, how many people were watching, how long they stayed on. It saves all that data. And you present that to your sponsors. You could get some serious sponsors. And I think that would pay off it being free.
Be rad if it kind of basically like Outdoor Nationals was like more of an NBC Gold package, right? Without the NBC Gold, there's an option. And like I said, if you did have a women's pro during the same day in the morning or whatever, like granted now track prep and like the amount of people it takes to like prep the track and run the extra gate drops, and like there's some logistics there that would have to be figured out, right? Because you're asking a lot out of a day. I mean, it's just
you're losing track prep time.
It takes one incident, right, in like one of the more, let's say like the 125 or the women's class, right, that's going in the morning before the pros would normally go. somebody gets hurt and like life flighted out and the track shut down, you got to kind of factor in all that. Like, if worst case scenario happens, are we still going to be able to do what we said we were going to do today? Right? Because you're cramming a lot in, and I don't think it can't work. But I'm just saying, like, somebody somewhere that's smarter than all of us is going to have to figure all that out.
Are you ready for something savage?
Oh shit!
Maybe if we did a little less track work, we could start beating the Europeans.
Oh, dude. Oh, boy.
I mean, yeah. I see what you're saying. Our tracks are
I love
Our
a
tracks
nice
are
groomed
gnarly,
track.
but they're not as gnarly as the GPs, hands down. Their tracks are so much. They're different style, but they're so rough and so rutted that.
Me personally riding, I like a good groomed track. I suck in ruts. I cannot stay in a rut. I wander when I ride. I wander all over the place. So, yeah, I'm not going to use myself. However,
I
if we're
prefer a groomed rut.
A groomed rut.
oh boy. There you go, Joe. I let you have that one. So, if you go to MXGP, you know how much track work they do in between motos? None. You know how much they do in the morning? None. They just let her go all weekend.
They don't touch it in between qualifying and. Really? Okay,
I'm out, bro. Retired.
Let her rip. I mean, water, I'm sure, but let her rip.
I don't know about that. I think prep in the morning. That's it.
Now, I'm not saying we should go do that. I'm just saying they proved it's possible.
Yeah, but
If absolutely need be, I'd cut back a little bit on the track prep and slip in more motos. Because at the end of the day, that's going to pay the bills and get more attention, more eyeballs. I'm all about getting the eyeballs on the event.
or just get somebody efficient on the dozers out there. Get it done quick.
Well, you add in a couple more dozers, things can go a little quicker too.
Yeah.
But however, dozers aren't exactly cheap.
Not at all.
You can have a dozer class.
Yeah.
Just have them running around racing each other.
I think we need a water truck class because I already know who's going to win.
Tim.
Tim at Riverdale is faster than some guys on their 250Fs on that water truck. He can scrub that water truck.
Yeah, he sends it on that.
Getting sidetracked, but you guys think I'm crazy? Is that trying to slam too much into a day?
I think it'd be sick.
I think, yeah, it'd be cool.
If there was a women's pro class, you know, the 125 class was a legit, like, 20-minute moto, let's say, not just like 4 laps or whatever. It's sick that it's around. It's sick they're doing the all-star thing, but if it was bigger and it was more of a platform for guys coming up, or like I said, privateers that kind of want to chase the dream but are like, dude, I can't afford to go send it by myself.
Yeah,
on a
you can
450.
ride, and you can still ride that class for years. Like, you don't have to
It's not like you don't
get
have
booted out. You can just ride that. Like, if
Yeah.
go ride smaller, slower, somewhat safer bikes, if you will, with your
have
buds.
more fun. Almost.
Yeah, that'd be rad. I think it'd be cool. It's going to take a big swing, and it would, like I said, there's a lot of logistics and things that probably is above all of our pay grade, but I think it could work. Like that amount of time. Like I said, if you have a free streaming package or something, some other platform to put out the practice and morning stuff, and then there's still the regular big show on TV that we all see. Hell yeah, dude. Like, you know, the people that really care rider wise are going to watch the whole thing, are going to be into it. And then the people that you just want to get that are like your NASCAR style fan that will never do it, never goes to the track, but wants to watch it on TV, that thinks motocross is cool, that doesn't even own a dirt bike. If there's more shit to watch and it's bigger and kind of more of a show, guaranteed they're going to be like, oh dude, hell yeah, let's have a supercross an outdoor party and have all my friends over. Like, you'll get more activity out of it.
And then even if it's 99 cents a month or something, keep it very affordable, just get a huge amount of eyeballs. And here's another idea. So what day of the week is the races on?
Saturday.
Why not tell every track to have the amateur days on Sunday, kind of like the what's it called? Supercross All-Stars?
Yeah. Instead of
Stream that too.
just stream it. It would. I don't think you'd ever get that on regular television.
No, I'm saying if we ditch television altogether, stream that as well. Bring on your B or C level announcers. Keep it a little more bare bones.
Yeah.
But you know how many amateur guys would be stoked, like, I'll be on the same platform.
It would be just
as
like Loretta's or, any amateur national that has
I
streaming.
guarantee it'll blow up the turnout.
Dude,
because
It'd be so sick if in a couple weeks we'd be like, all right, boys, we're going to Washougal for National Days. We're going to be on TV. We're gating up in the 30B or the 25C or whatever. And like, we're going out with the boys on the same track, and all the big rigs are still there. Like, it would be pretty rad for the riders, like the people that are really in the sport, because there's a lot of us that will probably never get paid. I guess, like that would be the closest we ever get. Be more affordable. We still got to be a part of it. We still spend our money to come and spectate. Yeah, this is awesome. We're here, but you get a ride too. Like, and people like us that are really into it, I'd watch that. I'd be more stoked about that. Be like, did you see what happened in the 30A class on Sunday, dude? Huffman stuffed that dude. Like, they drug McCormick out. Did you see that? Like, he did a parade lap.
Your buddies racing,
dude. It'd be rad.
Set up a bare bones version of the video streaming service.
Yeah.
Have some just guys like us announcing, and have one podium person, and then just move a little video off to the corner showing the podiums as the next moto starts.
Just like,
but keep it, Loretta's does. Yeah, keep it kind of like that, and you're gonna get a ton of amateur signups, dude.
Guaranteed.
You're gonna get a ton of amateurs. Like, I could be on TV for the AMA Outdoor Nationals.
Sponsors will see you. Bring more riders out.
And then you can sell more ads.
Yeah,
more ads. More ads.
It'd be rad for amateur riders too, because like people like Zach and guys that are fast intermediates and stuff, and vet guys that are fast, like you'd have a platform. I'd be more apt to want to drive to California to go do amateur days for Outdoor National if I knew it was. Basically, amateur days is now that'd be the new thing. I'm not saying
the amateur nationals.
It would be you could chase the series if you wanted to, or like on your side of the coast. It'd be rad. Like,
you do the whole West Coast.
It'd feel more legit. I don't know. I don't say it wouldn't take away.
I see that as more like you'd get into it kind of preps you kind of more forward if you want to go pro. You can
bike tech, like it'd be a perfect stepping stone, and it would give any local boys like us all across the states, it would give all of us a big race to do that's in our backyard. I'm not saying it would get rid of Loretta's and like the bigger internationals, but it would take the edge off of those races, because it'd be like, dude, we can go. There's big ass amateur races to do all summer. It'd be rad. Like,
they're kind of doing that in Supercross. They got the amateur Supercross. Look how good those are doing.
I think that's a good idea. I really am bummed out they got rid of Arena Cross. But I like the Supercross idea for the amateurs, tone down the track and stuff. Huge fan of that. I think that's solid. And a lot of people have traveled and gone out and raced them and gotten some notoriety from it. I think that's good. You need a good bridge between being a local amateur guy and going to race the nationals. Just being in that atmosphere and hanging out, watching the Supercross, and then racing on basically the same track the next day. Yeah. It's huge. And you get a feel for a lot of stuff, and it's definitely going to be a way bigger show than your local whatever race, so I think that's super cool they had that. I hope they keep doing it. I don't see why they wouldn't, but I hope they keep doing it. So I think the Nationals should set up something kind of like that, give a little like video, get some streaming going on for it, and
just publicity.
Yeah, it's all publicity. We need eyeballs. And right now, Supercross is blowing the Nationals out of the water as far as eyeballs.
They also run the Nationals during the day. Who wants to go watch the Nationals on your Saturday morning? Me personally, I don't. I got better things to do than go watch.
They can't really run it at night, though,
I know, but you
can.
I guess I get what you're saying, but you're
kind of stuck.
That's why I don't get to watch them live.
It does sap up your whole day, though. Like, your whole day. Especially, Washougal. I usually like to show up at like 6 a.m. to try to beat lines.
Oh, yeah.
I show up at 6 a.m. and I get my whole car gone through by somebody that does not want to be there and has not had their coffee yet, looking for beer. And then I go and I find a parking spot a half mile from the track, hoof it through the grass,
well, now you got
go
your scooter.
stake out a spot. Oh, yeah, I got my electric scooter.
Yeah.
Go stake out a spot in the dirt. And that's my spot in the dirt. And I go around, buy my $7 slice of pizza, and watch dirt bikes all day. And then I have like a half hour, 45-minute break of nothing other than something over the PA. And then it's a commitment, is my point. It's a commitment, especially when Supercross, you can go, you can get up, explore town a little, have some lunch,
go out to the pit,
get there halfway through the afternoon, check out the pits, and then go see the show, and then you're out. Oh. So it's a little more condensed. So I get what you're saying. I just don't know how they'd fix it.
I don't know how they'd fix it either, but it would just, I mean, I guess just record it. It's the best you can do.
Yeah, like I said,
Or just watch it. Yeah.
better platforms for streaming
Yeah.
and like abilities to watch it that night or the next day or on Monday, and have it super readily available for people to be able to go instant. Like if I want to watch the race because I missed it, it's right here. Bam! This is what it costs to watch it or whatever the case is. It's right here. Easy, 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 easy. You know. Yeah.
I hate the dead time though. You know, as someone, I have ADD. And I'm also always busy. Just sitting around with nothing to do, and dead time drives me
Waiting
up
for the next round.
wall.
Like the next.
Yeah, and there's a lot of that at nationals, which I understand the setup involved. I get that, but I don't know. Even if you throw in a cage, run some fights in between.
Of course, you.
Well, I don't know. I mean,
Would you fight then?
No.
Well,
No.
then why would you bring it up? You got to fight.
No,
Everybody would want to see you fight.
Didn't know. Actually, Bellator a couple of years ago teamed up with Supercross and had a couple rounds had a legit fight going on, like right outside the stadium or like in the pits or something like that. So yeah, they had it like true pro level Bellator fighters. They set up the whole cage and everything, and just extra entertainment for the day. People are paying good money to go get entertained. Find everything you can to fill in the cracks and give them some entertainment. That's my opinion. You got to keep people entertained. Anyways, we're gonna have to call Sunny here in just a minute.
Sunny.
We do have a phone call. Unfortunately, my new phone does not have. I just realized right before we started the podcast, I don't have a jack to plug it into the mixer, so I got to do this old school way. I apologize, guys, if the quality is a little iffy. We're gonna literally just put him on speakerphone to do this. So. Joe.
That's our friend.
It's your damn Chinese phone.
Joe.
Gotta pay an extra $500 for the jack.
I am going to let's see here. Maybe Sunny has some input here, but we're gonna switch gears. We can maybe finish this when we're done with Sunny. But we're gonna call Sunny from Motoco, and making sure I have the right phone number for him. For those of you who don't know, Motoco actually is in Washougal. I think the closest bike shop to the track. Am I right, Reese? Yep. Closest bike shop to the track, and we're just gonna talk to him a little bit how he started it, what he's been doing, and
Haven't they started coming out to PIR this year?
yes, they have been out at PIR.
Yeah, park right across from us.
Yeah, he's been getting out to a lot more events, and the name's been getting out there. So I thought it'd be fun. We had some good times last week talking to some bike shop boys.
Nice.
So Sonny said he'd take some time out of his busy day. I know what it's like to run a shop, so we're going to have a chat with him and what it's like to run Motoco.
Hello.
Hey, what's going on, Sonny?
How you doing?
Pretty good. How are you, man? You're on the show.
All right. Sounds good. Yeah, I'm doing good, man.
Good. Well,
Having me on.
I appreciate you taking the time to talk to us here. As I was just saying, I got a new phone and realized I don't have a audio jack anymore. So we normally just plug the phone into the mixer, and then it was like, we got to start the show. I don't have a jack, so you're on speakerphone, but I think we'll be able to hear you okay.
All good. Hopefully everybody can understand me.
And well, yeah, I'm sure they'll get you. But anyways, we were just talking about that. You have a shop out in Washougal. I believe you are the closest shop to the track. Is that correct?
That's right. Yeah, we're the only shop down here in this neck of the woods. The next nearest shop's going to be Pro Caliber or Bent Lever.
Right on. And how long have you been doing this, man?
Well, Motoco's been open, it'll be 2 years this summer.
Okay.
And I personally have been wrenching on bikes for about 20 years. We moved up here to the Northwest about 4 years ago from New Mexico. All of my history down there was at Yamaha dealerships, KTM dealership, working in the parts department and in the service department. It was always a dream of ours to open our own shop, and we moved up here and had the opportunity, so we jumped on it. And we were in the right place at the right time. It's been going great.
Nice. So you were the founder then of Motoco?
Yep.
Okay, and
it was my brainchild.
now I've noticed you guys are really involved in some off-road stuff. Do you just try to mix it up across the board between moto and off-road, or is like, what's the story behind that? Because there's a lot of shops that really don't even give off-road a second look.
Well, we're kind of different that way, and before I moved up here, I had no history in motocross at all. All of my history was in desert racing, and the town where I was from, the nearest motocross track was about 100 miles away. So, you know, and it was just a little track. I had no history there, but I had a big involvement with the desert racing in New Mexico. I used to own and operate a race photography business, so I actually followed the race circuit around the whole state and, you know, did the classic shoot photos and video of everybody and sell photos at the track and online, and knew all the racers, went to all the races, did the pre-ride of all the races, you know, swept the track after, so got to ride all the tracks, got to know all the guys, and but yeah, just no history in motocross. And my heroes have always been guys like Kurt Caselli and Johnny Campbell. You know, Baja was always our gold cup. So coming up here, it's been kind of a big eye-opener and a big change. It kind of got the crash course in the motocross world, and we're embracing it wholeheartedly. You know, we're just crazy about dirt bikes, crazy about racing. Whatever somebody's doing on a dirt bike, that's what we're into. So
I like
it's been pretty
that.
great being here in Washougal.
Yeah, you're right by the national track.
Crazy about dirt bikes, so we're fitting in here well.
Good. I like that mentality, man. I'm a big fan of honestly anything with knobbies and two wheels. Like I grew up doing off-road originally before moto, so I still love doing off-road events. I obviously love motocross, but whether it be GPs, desert racing scares me a little bit, but you know, it's all fun. I don't think there needs to be such a divide. It's all a good time.
Yeah, I mean, really, it's just all racing to me. And, you know, up here it's real tight, and there's trees to run into, and down there it's just nice and open, and you can haul off and not worry about that too much. So, you know, it's just all racing to me.
Yeah, it's all racing, it's all riding. I think it's all, I mean, as long as you're having a good time on your bike, it's all good. But I don't get people who get so stuck on, oh, I'm only this. Like, experiment a little. You have fun, mix it up, you know?
Well, yeah, and you know, not only that, but you know, we're pretty crazy just about trail riding too, about just enjoying your motorcycle and you know, official racing not really being a part of it. You know, so we really have taken a big involvement in Jones Creek, sponsored a couple of events out there, and you know, do everything we can to make sure people know about that and support it. And I think that's a really important corner of the dirt bike world is not racing, and making sure that those people are taken care of and supported also, and they know that they're important to us there at the shop just as much as all the racers are. You know, you don't have to race to, you know, to be awesome in our book. So
yeah. So now, what all do you do there? Is it like parts, accessories? Do you work on bikes too? Do you know, sell any brands?
Well, we're not a dealership, but you know, we're everything short of that. We do full service and anything having to do with the dirt bike. You know, tire service. We have tons of tires in stock. We have just about anything you can need for a dirt bike in stock.
Okay.
And we really like to build ourselves as a dirt bike shop. That we are there to serve Washougal, so we work on everything. We dabble a little bit in street bikes, and we work on quads. But really, our main mission is to be a dirt bike shop. It's my long-term goal and mission to be one of the leaders in the Northwest of dirt bike, dual sport, and adventure bike outfitting, and you know, just organizing that scene. So,
Right on.
you know, just like you said, if it's got knobbies and two wheels, that's what excites us, and that's what we're into.
Well, I like that mentality. I really dig that mentality. So, switching gears for just half a second, we spent the first half hour on here talking about how the Nationals are coming up, and we've been a little hard on them. I didn't mean to be quite that hard, but we're just, you know, Supercross obviously is getting way more eyeballs than outdoors, but to me, like outdoors has so much more history behind it. It's I don't know, it's the roots. It's motocross. It's real motocross, you know. And we're just hashing out ideas of maybe ways to get some more people or some more eyeballs on it and pump it up a little. You got anything, or you think it's all just going dandy?
Well, no, I was listening to you, and I think you're really personally right on the right track about just doing anything you can to get some fill in all the downtime, and just remembering the little guys and remembering how much they want to be a part of it. And, you know, anything you can do to include the amateurs and people that don't necessarily spend a whole lot of time racing throughout the year, but if they can have some part personally in that and some sort of a competition or some involvement of any kind, even if it's just goofy games and races and stuff, I think that stuff just really, really draws people in and gives them some kind of a personal connection to what's going on there, you know?
Yeah, I think it's good to get involvement, you know. Like a lot of my races I've come up with, sometimes it's just the goofy things like you mentioned, like for example, we're at Mountain View, we're going to do a Moto Mom challenge for every race where we come up with different like stuff where the Moto Moms have to compete against each other. But you know, a lot of times they go to the line, they put the goggles on, they cheer on their kid, they help them up, and then after that they just kind of, you know, there's not many of them that race, which some do, and I high five them, but you know, a lot of times they don't have as much really involvement. So I was like, all right, now we're gonna suck them in, we're gonna get them in and give them something to do and compete on, you know.
But I would go out of my way to watch that.
Oh, I'm looking forward to that because there's Moto Moms can be savages. Like they've spent all day in the dust chasing after their Pee-wee kid, and I bet you they're gonna throw down.
Yeah, I would look forward to that for sure.
If it was legal, I would have a Moto Mom boxing match, but I don't think I could get that past a commission.
And that would definitely draw some spectators.
Oh, we could charge tickets for that.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Thank you, Joe.
For sure.
But anyways,
especially if it was all the classic Moto Moms that everybody already knows.
Oh yeah, we could start side bets going on. Everyone else is just looking at me like, "What are you doing?" Okay, so maybe not boxing, but it sounded like a good idea.
I mean, probably be interesting.
Yeah,
well, it would be interesting.
Pit bike racing, I think that one's huge.
A pit bike racing?
Yeah, any kind of pit bike racing. I think anytime you can involve any kind of, people on the smaller bikes, and it's just not so involved and not such high pressure, you know. I think like you were saying before, to just be able to walk away from the track and say that you were on the same track the same weekend as the pros.
Yes.
I think that's just really big for a lot of people. I mean, that in itself, knowing that they're going to be on the track during the Nationals, it doesn't even have to be the same day, but I just think that's huge for people.
But they're in the same atmosphere on the same weekend, which, a lot of tracks do this and have done it in the past. So it's not like it's a new idea or concept. But I think if we just kind of added a few things to pump it up, people would just absolutely dig it. And
I agree.
So I don't know. Those are some of my ideas.
Yeah.
But I enjoy the Nationals. I just really feel like it's lost some interest over the years. And Supercross, everyone just like waits for Supercross. And even myself, I notice I don't really miss a Supercross. I'll miss a lot of Nationals. And then I stop why? Why am I, why am I doing that? So.
I think a lot of it's just how conducive Supercross is to watching on TV and motocross being the opposite. And personally, I really look forward to all the outdoor stuff because I'm just really into the natural terrain races. I think a lot of it's just that motocross you just can't see it as well on TV.
Yeah, no, and this is true, and I don't think there's any way to really fix that. It is how it is.
Yeah.
So what do you do?
Yeah. Well, you just got to go out there and watch it in person.
Yeah, true. So, hey, before I let you go, man, you got anything fun coming up this year? What you guys doing? Any specials? You guys going to some events? Anything fun?
Well, we're pretty excited about this Ride Again event that's coming up here Memorial Weekend up at Washougal, which is going to just be, I'm sure you guys know all about it already, but it's just going to be just a crazy fun weekend that the Radius guys are putting on over there. It's supposed to just be just kind of a mellow, come enjoy your dirt bike kind of a weekend, so we're really looking forward to that. We're going to be up there running our trackside trailer, you know, in case anybody needs anything, but
Right on.
we're also making sure that all the Motoco guys are going to be there on their dirt bikes too and participating. So we're pretty excited about that.
Right on.
And just being at all the rest of the races up there, the rest of the Classic 7 series, or even, you know, kind of contemplating a little bit of whether or not we're going to take part in the actual nationals. That's a pretty big endeavor. And we're just so far really enjoying being out at PIR too. So, yeah, we got lots of stuff going on.
Yeah, I know a lot of people have been meeting you guys out at PIR, so I'd have to imagine that's done pretty well for you, at least so far.
Yeah, no, it's been great publicity, and I'm sure you've heard Jeremiah Phillips is on with us now, and so he's a great asset. He knows tons and tons of people at the races.
Oh, yeah.
So it's been pretty good.
Yeah, Jeremiah's commenting right now, too. Yeah, Jeremiah let me know. Jeremiah's a good friend of mine. He's been on the show a couple times as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, that should be good. He's been doing this a while, man. So, good guy.
Yep. He's a very valuable, respected asset. He's going to get to some good places with that.
Well, one of these days you're going to have to.
Yeah.
One of these days you're going to have him tell you the story about when he was out at one of my races and I was announcing the 2-stroke Revolution rider out on a 4-stroke KTM. I made sure to point that out about a half dozen times. Like, weird, I don't know where the expansion chamber is on that thing. It sounds funny for a 2-stroke.
Well, you know, I think that's the boat he's in these days. He's riding a 4-stroke.
Oh, I know. I got to give him a hard time for it. I love both, but you know, for the guy who's so pro 2-stroke, he started a company called 2-Stroke Revolution. When he's racing a 4-stroke, you got to poke a little fun at him.
Exactly. Shenanigans. I call shenanigans.
It is shenanigans. It's a good time, though. So, hey, before I go, how do we find you, like, online or on social media?
Well, we've got a Facebook page and Instagram, and we are just this week actually acquiring officially motocoat.com. So very soon you'll be able to pull that up online, which will be a link to all of our information. So right now most of our info is just on Facebook, or you can just Google us.
Okay. Look up Motoco,
Yep.
and you're out of Washougal, Washington.
Okay.
And
You'll find us if you're looking.
what's that?
I said you'll find us if you're looking.
Okay. Well, hey, I appreciate the time, man. I'm going to have to let you go. We're going to have to wrap the show up here in just a few, but take care, and hopefully get a chat with you here more pretty soon.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Oh, for sure,
Okay,
man.
Thank you.
All right. You take care.
Okay.
Bye.
We sort of lost Reese, but it's okay.
Yeah, where did Reese go?
Oh, we left his lights on, but he wouldn't look at his phone because I didn't want to call him out, but he left his lights on. Truck amateur move.
Well, so no more Reese, but we're here. That was Sunny from Motoco. Check it out. I do believe that is the closest shop to the Washougal track. Nice guy. Actually, I've not had a chance to chat with him really much. I think that's the longest we've talked.
That's the first time I've ever
Well, newer shop. I think he said a couple years.
Yeah.
But
I've heard of it before, but it's never kind of been out at the tracks or anything.
They're putting together a good crew. They just brought on Jeremiah Foltz,
Nice.
which we know,
Yep.
And so, yeah, appreciate him taking the time to talk to us.
That's awesome.
So we got a little bit of time before we get out of here. Should we talk more Washougal stuff, or did we finish the Nationals? I really don't want to bash the Nationals, but
They're just better improvements.
Just
We're
ideas.
Yeah, they're just ideas that could make them better, maybe. Or we've changed so many times in Supercross. We've tried so many different things. You know, they switched so many different formats. We haven't tried anything in Nationals. They've been the same for so many years.
That's a good point, actually.
try something new. Maybe it'll work. I don't
That's
know.
actually a good point.
Yeah. We're kind of just stuck in a rut. We need to try the outside.
I'm not being overly critical on it because I have these kind of discussions about my events. My own event. Like, you've been part of them.
Yeah.
Joe, you've been part of them. Yeah. Like, I'm as critical on myself as I am anyone else, and I do this. I throw out ideas. What if I tried this? What if I tried this? What if this isn't working? What if that does work?
Yeah.
Go back and forth, back and forth. If you're not improving, you are falling behind, and I feel like the Nationals are falling behind because they're not improving.
It's kind of outdated a
Yeah,
little bit.
it's still huge.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
still a lot of fun, but I feel like we could do better. So if we could do better, it'd be good to have a discussion
Yeah.
on ideas for it to do better. Some of my ideas may totally not work. I think obviously if I'm going to talk about them, I feel like they would, but
At least give them a shot. Like, try it. Take a year and try it. What's the worst that could happen?
We're gonna try some new stuff at some of my events this year. I'm trying some. I can't announce it quite yet, but we're gonna be trying some different things.
They're gonna be pretty cool.
Joe, you got anything?
Nope.
I really thought you'd
Bleachers.
come in. Bleachers, yes.
He just wants his bleachers.
You want your bleachers. You want a nice, comfy place to sit, don't you?
Padded.
Wait, padded bleachers?
Yeah, he
Yeah.
wants like recliner chairs. You know, a full bar, just like
Like a whole cooler ready for me.
He just gets a whole. Guinness just sponsors his weekend, basically.
Yep.
You want padded seats?
Yeah.
Okay.
Padded seats with a cooler built in.
I like that. Someone that doesn't even really know me brought up that we need more pit bike racing.
N-O, no. No means no.
Joe, we need to take your toys away. Yeah, we do need more pit bike racing.
We do. It's fun. I
It is fun.
rode pit bikes all weekend.
It is fun. I hope to do it a lot more soon, like for 24 hours soon,
Well, I mean, you got
which we're going to talk about on the after show.
you got a Yamaha out there ready to rip.
Yes, I do.
Maybe-
I'm looking forward to that.
I think you need some testing done first before, but
Send it.
no, we're gonna do testing.
Testing's
before we
for
just
pussies.
Nope.
Hey, Zach,
Put my
here's-
foot down. We're doing testing this time.
no sloppy table.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tap
Joe
it.
already did it earlier too.
I hit the mic with
Oh,
my phone or something.
I apologize.
So, anyways, Nationals, I just think they could try some things.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of the streaming idea because one, you're not going to have as many strings. Like, okay, Supercross has to do a lot of stuff that NBC Sports wants them to do, right? If
A lot
you
of stupid ones.
own the actual app,
You do
and
whatever you want.
you do what you want.
Yeah.
You can do what you want. The less strings you have,
You
the
can-
better.
You don't have all the restrictions of
Oh.
sponsors and stuff that are going on right now with certain companies and stuff. You can, I don't know. It just seems cool.
You could remove a lot of the restrictions, and I think we're not quite to the peak of streaming. I think we're a good 5 to 8 years off before
At
we get
least, yeah.
where it's the major thing, but we're to the point where I think you could go ahead and swing it. Let's go back to fighting for a minute. UFC announced that all their pay-per-view fights is now going to be streaming only, which is huge.
Okay.
You know, huge. Pay-per-view fights, I mean, they'll bring in a decent card will be, let's say, 500 to 600,000 pay-per-views times $60 for the pay-per-view. Yeah, do the math on that. Actually, let's do this. We're gonna look up a low and a high, and so they're risking all that money to get off television and onto streaming. Hey Google, what is 200,000 times 62?
The answer is 12,400,000.
That is a small card.
That is a small card.
That is a small card. Now let's say it's a Conor McGregor one where he clipped over 2 million. So we'll make it easier on Google. We'll say it's 2
Why do you
million.
need to make it easy on
Well,
Google?
yeah.
2
I'm
million
being
times
nicer.
60? 120 million.
62. I think it's 62. Hey Google, what is 62 times 2 million?
The answer is 124 million.
I guess that one was easy. But yeah, 100. I just like using my phone too. My new Huawei phone.
And it works for some things. Just
Hey,
don't try and plug it into
I
nothing.
dumped this one in the sink just like I did my last one. It's fine.
Is that
Yeah,
the...
because you got the
This
water.
is a new one.
Oh.
Wait, when did you dump this one in the sink?
This weekend.
Wow. You don't learn.
Dude, 2 weekends in
This
a
is a
row.
$600 Huawei phone instead of the other cheaper one. Yeah, I have a
Dude, what
problem,
the
dude.
fuck?
In the sink. They're.
I do dishes aggressively.
You just need to keep
For some
your
reason,
phone
you have
away
your
from
phone
the
in your hand
dishes.
when you're
Yeah.
doing dishes.
What are
I
you
put
doing?
it on the toaster.
Oh,
Well, obviously you
This
probably
didn't go in the
shouldn't put it
toaster.
on the toaster.
Thankfully, I don't put the toaster in the sink.
yeah.
Anyways, we're gonna get out of here, guys. We have an after show coming up here in just a few minutes. Hopefully, Reese is back for that. Anything
Yeah.
you guys want to end on before we get out of here? Streaming, Nationals, Motoco and
One
Washougal.
more thing for the Nationals.
Okay, what you got?
Best whip contest.
You just love the best whip contest.
Oh, wouldn't that be cool? I think more. Like, I don't know. I think it'd be cool.
Well, if they had time, it would be very easy to set up a best whip jump.
Right in the infield. Even ramp to ramp.
Little triple.
Not every national
No,
guy
'cause
wants to
you
hit a
have to-
ramp.
Well, if you're doing a best whip contest, then I'm sorry, you're gonna probably hit a ramp.
Wha-
That is how most best whip
I guess that's
contests are
probably high
these.
enough.
If you made it, well,
I mean, yeah,
know,
you could do a
they've
good
actually
dirt jump.
done that where they brought in a ramp and they had freestyle guys come out and they landed on the landing of a triple. Remember that?
So my proposal is for this year at Mountain View, we bring out one of the ramps.
One of your ramps to
Yeah.
Mountain View.
Yeah,
Where's
And-
the landing?
I don't know. We figured that out. We haven't got that far, but that's pretty easy. To
What
figure
if
out.
we set the ramp? Okay, so you know the uphill finish
into the
line?
hillside?
Jump
Yeah.
down.
Oh, down the hillside? Why not up? So you'd step up so it's still safe, kind of like our ramp.
Yeah, but think of the longest landing in the world for that. You set the ramp back where the landing would be, so you
Okay,
hit
now
it
we're getting-
backwards. You hit it backwards, but it's right where everyone can see you.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like it'd be cooler if you're jumping towards the crowd, though. Like you're going up the hill.
You're talking about
That's
like that-
fair. That's
no,
actually
Yeah,
really fair.
Because then,
right along the white fence where there's bleachers. The
yeah,
Or-
so
hey,
that
actually, we could
jump
put it
that's kinda
along the
facing
s-
straight towards it where the checkered is usually.
We could
Oh,
put
I
it
guess-
along the start and
No,
land
maybe.
on the landing of one of those jumps too.
Yeah.
I like this. We're going to talk more in the after show on this. I
I've
like
been meaning to
this.
bring that up.
This is good.
for
This
a
is.
few
Why
weeks.
don't you
is-
make it interesting and have it land in the rhythm section? Or the
Oh
whoops?
my! and-
Joe, you're going to kill people. We got to get out of here. Thank you guys.
Down
This has
the
been
big
Moto
hill.
Monday number 93. We bounced around a little bit, but we had a good time. Appreciate it, guys. I don't know where Reese is, but we'll be back just in a few minutes for the after show.